And I'm back for episode number 2 using the OneBlade Genesis. But not just any old OneBlade Genesis. We'll be using it with Injector blades. And I just wanted to first and foremost thank every single one of you guys that reached out to me and personally, encouraged me, motivated me, gave me some helpful tips for YouTube or for just, the viewers experience overall. You guys were awesome. A lot of you just reached out and said, hey, Josh, you're doing a great job. And I can't even tell you, even just that meant the world to me, especially since it's my first one. And in order to we're going to facilitate a few more views. We're going to talk a little bit more about the OneBlade Genesis today with the Injector blade, because one of the viewers that watched yesterday reached out and said, the DE blade for me is just, it's a little too thin, a little too finicky. Is there another way? And Injector blades, well, they start expensive, right? This is $7 for 20 for Personas, or 7 for 7 on the Chic Injectors. While they start expensive, they last a long time. Okay, guys, these aren't like DE blades for most people. Some people, yeah, they get the same performance. Me, I get 7, 10. I'm on, I think 10 on these ones, and I usually get 8 on these. And when you run the math, that's not horrible, but the difference is the comfort I'm getting is it's substantial. It's different. I'm sure OneBlade doesn't like hearing that their OneBlade proprietary system from Feather isn't doing as well as this Chic Injector, but for me it is. So I don't really care, right? I'm gonna take their toy, I'm gonna take their razor, and I'm gonna not be stuck in a OneBlade system, and we're gonna actually change it, right? I had this written on the side and I actually tried to outshoot it to this morning, and it's no longer just the OneBlade, it's just a blade. We call it the Personna blade, we call it the AllBlade. Hey, if you're listening, OneBlade, that's awesome. I like AllBlade a lot better. All current standard meta blades. All right, before we get too far into this, I'm gonna show you what I'm using today. We're gonna do a shave. I'm gonna be using SoCal Hipster from A&E, and I'm gonna complement it with their splash. And as you guys know, I'm not doing full soap reviews, full set reviews, but let me say it's summer in a jar. It's very fruity, lots of orange. It brightens up your entire bathroom. If I wear it during the day, I can smell it all day. I love it, and it's very different than what I usually use. I've been soaking my A&E brush, and this is the synthetic. I think it's like a 26 mil. And you guys are like, oh, he's using all A&E stuff. Peter lives down the street from me. I like to support him. I like to, if he releases something, I like to buy it because he's local and he develops a great soap, great performance, great scent, and East Coast life, man. Us small Connecticut little groups, we're gonna stick together, and I'm just gonna keep buying his stuff because I like it. It works for me really well. All right, and then on top of all that, you know how I do. Rocking with some Cremo pre-shave stuff, and everybody that's now angry behind their desk, like, he's using pre-shave. Listen, it works for me. It doesn't have to be for you. I'm not saying it is. It is for me, right? Yeah, just get my head nice and wet. Feels good. Okay, let's do this thing. Let's get pumped. Let's get jacked. I want to talk a little bit about these versus these. They're different, okay? Back in the day with like Chic Injectors, right? You'd take this key, stick it into a razor, inject your blade using this tab. Very interesting, kind of a cool concept. You can see mine's empty. Right, you just push this down and you push the blade out. It's kind of cool. I need to get more of them. I love the Chic Injectors. They work really well for me. Okay. These are a little different. They don't have the key. So if you're trying to use them for a Chic Injector, you're going to be really sad. It doesn't have that little waggy tail. On top of that, these, they're not as durable. Okay. For me, they're like an 8 shaves, whereas this, I don't even know. I haven't reached the limit on a shave with these 20. I have no idea. These, they do get dull eventually. Like I said, you get 20 for $7. You run the math out on them. They're fine. They're comfortable to use. And the biggest difference between the two is they're shaped differently. Much differently. So I can actually even tell which is which based on shape. And this is going to be really hard to show, but one of these blades is slightly longer. The end caps are different. So this right here has this weird slanted edge cap, whereas this is rounded. It's flat. This is the chic. On this side is the chic, and it comes up straight. And I actually laid them out to confuse myself on purpose, just to be able to really look at it. This right here goes flat and then in. This goes flat all the way up, and then the blade curves in. The difference is when you're loading this into the OneBlade, the Personna, due to the way that these little nubs go all the way up, gives it more material to grab, and they're a little easier to load. That may make a difference to somebody that's like, you know, I just don't want to deal with loading this all the time. And if I am loading it, I want the one that goes from blade guard to blade guard, and the Personna does by just so much. The chic does not. Okay, the chic is barely too small. It still works, similar to the DE blade. And just like the DE blade, if you haven't watched that video, it is up. We're going to be doing the same type of loading. I'm going to speed this up a little bit today for the viewers that have already watched that. We're just going to load the feather blade in front, just like you would. I'm going to grab, yeah, we'll just grab the Personna, I guess. Yeah, we're going to grab Personna. Don't drop it like that. We're going to load it straight on top. Huh? Huh? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Their execs right now are like, how dare he? He's loading an injector blade on top. What is he doing? And then we're just going to take a shim. Guys, I'm a big, you know me. After yesterday, you've heard all you can about plastic shims, but listen to me a little bit more. We're talking about the plastic shim. This guy right here came from a Gladware bowl. Right, this one was from a Costco croissant little container. You get them everywhere. It's amazing how much plastic is used. It's really sad how much plastic's really used and just thrown away. This one was from a microwavable bowl, from like a teriyaki bowl we were gonna toss. They're all different thicknesses. I find that, you know, having a couple different gauges, it makes sense. We're gonna take this one, the Gladware plastic piece. It could be a micro pencil. It could be a, you know, mechanical pencil, anything plastic. And we're just going to push the blade downwards using our shim. And we're going to put some pressure, just ever so slightly, not a lot, on the back side of the feather blade so it doesn't go sliding forward with it. And what you're going to find is there's a breaking point in which it wants to go all the way in, and where it wants to take the feather blade with it. It's like, oh, I know what's going on. So just be mindful. You don't want that feather blade to come all the way down. The nice part about doing it this way is it guarantees for sure that your blade's going to be pretty much straight. You guys see this? You guys see this? That right there is a Personna injector in the feather blade. And all we do is just push it down. That's it. And if you look at the blade gap, okay, that's a lot of blade. But you can see I did that on purpose just to show you that the blade can rest against those guards. I don't usually like to shave with this close up, honestly. I find that their razor actually performs best for me a little bit up. And because this is thicker than the DE blade, guys, it's a little easier to actually, you don't have to shim the back of the blade or do any of that stuff that we did yesterday with the DE, because it's so thick. It's like, it's solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I could shave upside down with this in space and it's not going anywhere. And you can see I've left a lot of the material, right, on the back end of this. You don't have to. You can just push that down by putting a shim here in front and just ever so slightly pushing down while pushing up. Just don't do it too much. If you hear that click, mine just did, it's not usually a good thing. If your blade fully seats, you may have to readjust, because that's kind of the trick. You don't want your blade to fully seat, okay? It's just so sharp, and it's just so in there. And like I said, this is how I actually usually shave with it, okay? Because I like how it feels. It's like a little sturdier. The blade doesn't vibrate like a DE blade does. If you listen to my video yesterday, there's some chatter. Like, not chatter, but like, it makes a lot of noise. It's very bread toasty, you know, butter on the toast kind of noise. And some guys like that. These are a lot quieter. And that's it. I'm personally going to take that same shim we did yesterday and stick it in, just because I like this fill. I like the plastic up here. I just like how it feels if it ends up brushing my skin. It's a personal thing. Some guys that have been using the feather system for a long time probably are used to this feather blade, you know, eventually bumping their head. I like the feel of softer plastic. Okay, I have no idea what time we're at. I'm gonna do a shave. That's it. Our injector blade is loaded. It is loaded awesome too. Smells so good. I avoid loading my brush before the video starts, just because I feel like, you know, if I talk for a long time or blade loading goes too long, I don't want my soap to just be gross and like hard. So just bear with me on this one. Sorry. I'm just gonna lather up a little bit, not too much. Should work. Grab some of this. Like I said, this isn't for everyone. And yesterday, I watched the video like 10 times because I wanted to make sure that I personally wasn't wasting anybody's time, that I didn't miss anything, that it wasn't just garbage. And I noticed I had soap like right here the entire time. It drove me nuts. In the video, I'm like, how dare I have not wiped my face off? So I'm gonna try better today to not have such a messy space. To not be so much of a hobo when it comes to shaving my head. And shaving your head's kind of a messy proposition, just in general. Oh, I have soap on the floor sometimes. Wife comes in and she's like, why is there soap on the floor again? Listen, when you're wiping this back there, it flings. But I'm sorry, it's just what it is, you know? So now I'm on floor duty. Now whenever I shave, I have to wipe the floor. Probably better. Now our floor's like impeccable. Every time I shave, I'm down there cleaning up. Oh yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. You can see the shine. Oh, and no, I am not here to debate about who has the best lather. That is not me. Mine is not the best. Mine is, it works for me. I kind of feel like soap at this point. If it works for me, it works for me. If it doesn't, you know, I'll pass it along. Work with it for a while and then pass it along. I see no reason in fighting with it. Here we go. We are rocking the OneBlade, Personna in style. Again, maybe we call this the Mega Blade, Ultimate Blade, AllBlade. All of them sound ridiculous. All sound like a Van Damme movie. See, this is what I liked about doing it this way. There's so little fill and so little noise. And I don't know, I just like how easy it is to get a good close shave fast. And as you can tell, like, I'm not going for land records here with you guys here. I'm trying to let you guys hear it. I tell you what, there's not nearly the aggression that I was getting. At least it doesn't feel like there is, and that's, I think, kind of nice. You can just see, I mean, great soap, great soap. I love that soap, man. Nothing says like summer like SoCal Hipster does to me. I have no idea why he named it that, but or like why it has the funny little guy on front. Does he think all millennials? Does Peter think all millennials are like goats? I don't know. It's adorable art. You can see there's definitely stubble coming out. And our blade hasn't moved an inch. I like to do that. I always advocate for people that are doing this kind of thing to double check that their blade isn't going anywhere. See that? Let's add some pressure to it. Let's go crazy. You know, this may seem gimmicky to like experienced shavers. For me, at this point, I wouldn't say I'm like super experienced, but I just enjoy that it makes the process a little more friendly. I don't know if you guys are getting this. I'm trying. I keep doing this on my video. I noticed that yesterday I was like showing everybody the black of the blade. I'm like, I don't know if you can even see anything, but like hearing it actually makes more sense. But today, you're not hearing it as much because it's very quiet with the injector. I think that's a part of the pro when you're shaving this way is that it's very quiet and it's very comfortable. I don't think it's as smooth as the Chic, but I'm doing this today just to show that the Personna does work really well. I actually found the Personas, ready for this, work better like day 3. Day 3, I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting smooth. By day 7, I was like, get this away from me. And I had cancer when I was little, so I have scarring on the back of my head. I have some nastier scars on the back of my head. And so for me, shaving, it may be a little more difficult than some of you guys. I have some moles and some other things like freckles and stuff like everyone else, but I have a pretty good surgical scar from when I was little. And for all you doctors out there, it was a angioendothelioma. My mom would be so proud right now. She was like, Josh, you have to know what it was. Mom, I was tiny. I was like 6, 8. I have no idea. When you grow up, you're going to need to know for your records. I never will forget now. It was like ingrained in me. Go to get my driver's keys at 16, you know, pick them up from my mom. Josh, what cancers do you have? Trivia time. I swear I know that better than my social security number now. I don't know if you guys get this. I'm actually sourcing, I'm looking right now at some brighter halo lights for this exact purpose so that you guys can see kind of what things are looking like. I feel like the white, blows out the lather. Anybody that has seen my videos on YouTube or on Facebook knows that when I post my pictures, I like to post a picture of the lather, because I feel like anybody can post a cute, cool picture with nice stuff. You know, anybody can do that. It takes being able to use it that matters. And right now, for all you guys, I could definitely be done with this shave. There's not really a whole lot of hair that's coming off at this point. I'm just picky. Got a new injector blade in this sucker. I'm gonna yeah, it's very, very, very docile. I mean, we're mowing it. It is just mowing the hair on the ATG passes. I could see some people really liking this shave. Like I said, this is how I usually use my OneBlade. And this is where I initially got the idea on how to do it. And I have now done this system 3 different ways. I've done it where you actually load the blade in the front and then run the feather blade forward. I have done it where you load the blade up bottom to top, so the feather blade's on top. And what I found was the shave was the exact same for me. The shave felt the exact same on my skin. The difference was the ability to load it fast. I got way faster load times starting on top, because the way the system works is it really forces that injector blade down into the right slot. You're not kind of having to angle it or fight it when it goes on an angle. You guys seeing this? This is crazy. This is awesome. This is what I wanted when I was like, I'm gonna get the OneBlade and it's gonna be awesome and I'm not gonna have to ever fight my skin ever again. And yeah, it's awesome. And some of you guys out there that like to buff the area, this will do that too. You can come in and do that. You can do small strokes, you can do big strokes. Small strokes I find to be a little more irritating, and maybe that's why I never liked the OneBlade. But the standard system is like I had to buff to really get any kind of great cutting action. I'm just taking my hand back here, I'm sorry, and double checking that I'm not missing anything. My hair grows literally every way you could imagine. And I want to mention this because I don't want anybody to have a false sense of security. This guy will absolutely bite you, and bite you hard like this, if you don't pay attention to how much blade gap you put out initially. It can be as mild or as aggressive as you want. And the first time I did this with the Personna, I didn't understand that they were really that much different in smoothness. And so like it felt pretty tuggy. I was like, man, this is not as smooth as my other ones. Instantaneously pushed the blade gap out, thinking that was the answer. Not thinking it was just the blade surface being way sharper. And ended up having a pretty good, like, consult the wife to see if I needed to have her doctor me up kind of cut. And I showed Facebook, I went to Facebook, I'm like, guys, look at this cut. Look, I'm marred for life. I may never recover. And the guys on Facebook were like, dude, that's just a love tap. For all of us that have been shaving with straights forever, that's not that big of a deal, dude. Made me laugh. I don't know, maybe you guys could tell me if you think this, but I feel like we, as wet shavers, we get used to like some discomfort once in a while. We don't have that one shave that's perfect, but we keep expanding out. Okay, at this point, I am pretty freaking smooth. I'm actually going to push my blade just out a little bit. Because I can. I just want a little, I want a little smoother and feel like I would benefit from a little bit more blade gap. Again, not hard. Yeah. That's how much we're using now. We're gonna go big boy style. Because I got the majority of it gone. Oh yeah. Actually, I'm a guy that likes to start more mild with my scar. Get the hair gone that is giving me a hard time, and then you know, a lot of dudes that say you go the other way, but it's a learning experience and process for all of us. It feels so good. Sorry if I make any weird faces, it feels really good. It feels just like, I don't know, cathartic. You see all that stuff back there? It's just filled with stubble. And I like actually how it actually pushes the stubble back. We're smooth, I'm done. I'm actually all done. That's all I needed. Today's a good day, so I'm gonna go like this one more time. It's always when I like doing my nitpicky, I end up cutting myself. I'm like, oh, I want one more pass. Not today though. Not when we're using the OneBlade. Yeah. Not when I'm using the OneBlade, man. And the funniest part about the OneBlade to me is the length of the shave, how long I stay smooth. It's kind of become the new analysis for me. Like, yeah, how does it feel afterwards? Sure. But how long does it feel that way? Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Good shave. A really good shave. I love that. And for all you guys wondering, this shave was a little slower compared to the shave with a Injector, with a Chic for me. They're a bit better. I just wanted to do the Personna for people that are, you know, trying to do it more on a budget, or that want a blade that goes all the way across. This does that. And I have so much thickness from the A&E soap. Maybe we'll just kind of go over and touch up. I'm gonna come in here, we're gonna look. Yeah, it looks. The struggle spot for everybody. I think the worst cut I ever had shaving was that spot. Went down with the DE like this and ended up catching the back of the blade because I held my hand like this and was shaving like this and caught the back side of the blade and cut my hand really good. And that was the day that I was like, I am never loading DE blade again. And then I found some other options. And then I actually discovered recently you can just load half in some of them. That's what I've been doing, just loading half in my slant, and I like that. I don't ever worry about cutting my hand. You see this? Get some water on there. Nice. Really nice. Nothing there. And yeah, that was like a 20-cent shave. Still better than $1. But that's just getting warmed up. I need to leave that. So what I'll do now is I'll leave that blade in there, and I'll just leave it in there for like every shave for like 10 shaves, and it'll keep getting better and better and better. Oh yeah, we're done. You guys see? Walk around. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna do my face really fast, and I always laugh. I watch these guys on, like, you know, YouTube and stuff. They're like, I'm doing my face. I'm like, yeah. It really is not. The face is so much faster for me. So much easier. Of course, I'm not doing my full face, right? I guess that's part of it. My wife's always like, Josh, you shave like 2 inches. Yeah, but it's a good 2 inches, man. If I didn't shave those 2 inches, I would never hear the end of it. So, there's that. Make sure your blade gap looks good. Mine has not moved ever. And I'm worried that I may need to adjust this back to a more mild setting for my neck, because my neck is sensitive. I'm feeling lazy today though. This is my, like, something I'll do. I just put some water in my hand and keep that same lather, because my beard holds a lot of lather in it. My beard is the ultimate beard brush. That's it. You see how close that shaves? There's no irritation at all either. None. It doesn't really feel like like I was shaved, you know, like I rubbed the crap out of it. It doesn't feel shaved. It looks shaved. It doesn't feel shaved. And I'm going on thick, right? We're going on real thick. I noticed yesterday I wasn't perfectly centered. It was driving me nuts. I'm sorry for that, guys. Again, this is not lather battles. I'm not here to fight it out. But I mean, that's good stuff, man. That's doable. I'm not here to fight about who the ultimate barber is. I'm just here to talk about how to make your OneBlade use Personna. One down. Oh yeah, done. That's it. That's all I needed. Costco towels. Costco microfiber towels. The ultimate hack. These things work for everything, I swear. The Kirkland towels, they're cheap. They work for everything. All right. If I'm gonna do my neck without changing the blade gap, I'm gonna put on a little bit of, because my neck's still pretty smooth from yesterday. Like, some of you guys told me, like, you're not daily neck shavers for this reason, because you stay pretty smooth. I'm gonna just use a little Pro Shave on the spots that drive me nuts right here. How many of you guys have pain there? All the time. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, it just doesn't like being shaved. It's like, it wants to have 8 days of growth all the time, or else it's gonna just be angry. And it's funny, as I started using like better form, I can always tell when I've changed the system up, because that area ends up being angry again. I think I should get props from everyone for doing this with the shirt on and not having soap all over me. Some reason when I shave with the shirt off, I have soap everywhere. I do it with this shirt on, no soap anywhere. Okay, there's a little bit somewhere, but I just realized, I'm like, I don't have soap like coating me everywhere. It's weird. Okay. Again, this is not a speed land ride. You know, we're not going for a land speed record here, guys. We're relaxed. This is Saturday. That's it. Like, that's one trick with the Persona and the injectors that I get that I don't really get with all these, is the performance on them is crazy good for my neck. As far as not having irritation, having soft skin after I shave it. We're gonna wait, we're gonna see. I actually put down. Do you see those thick hairs? I always laugh because this is like shaving with a lightsaber. If you accidentally go too far up with the injector, if like you get lazy and you're not paying attention and you have a beard, you won't have a beard for long because it will mow down thick, long hair without it. You won't even know what happened. I'll be looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh no, I have like a gap. I messed up. This will do it. Guys, that's it. Alum stick it away at this point. I always alum stick with the injector. This should be where on the injector's life it is, you know? Because usually it still feels pretty good, but I notice I start getting more and more skin irritation. You see this? That was with an alum stick. Like, it should be burning. There's no burn. Little SoCal and match it up now. Oh, yeah, that's good. And I don't know, when I shave with some of them, my whole face just goes bright red. Or I'll get like red irritation that starts hiding up my head. Nah, not like this. We won't have any. Guys, thank you so much for coming along, do another shave with me. I hope this made a lot of sense, and I hope that this helps. If it does, please leave me a comment or an upvote, or even just you can send me a message like, hey man, not into this YouTube thing, but good job. Like, that means a lot to me. I really am trying to provide content at this point that helps get people better, closer shaves with razors that are either proprietary or difficult to use. And that's it. We've proven that this will use DEs and injectors, gems, and feather blades. We have a 4-blade system, not a 1-blade system. And from what I can tell, shaves awesome. So have a great Saturday, guys.